Hello again this week, my friends. I need to share some stuff with you. The first news is good news. The commitments page is actually functioning again. We still have some work to do to make it a little bit more user-friendly so that you can go in and see the commitments per each designation or per each church or individual, but it is functioning. And we'll get that going. So we need to get back to the idea of getting the commitments in, get them updated and adjusted. Along with that, we need to review the list. And one of the things we're looking for is if you put in a church and it says other, what that means is that when he was trying to link these to the local churches, the name you put in, he could not reference to an existing church in our system. So if it says other, you do need to go in and try to change it to a church. And once it's changed to a church and it says church, that means it's linked to a local church. And when that local church signs in, they'll be able to see the commitment that they have for you and even be able to edit it or make it bigger, hopefully not make it smaller. So you'll be able to interact with them real time and they'll be able to see it. As for the church logins, we have started sending out church logins. All of the North Central pastors currently have church logins and can get right onto Missions Connect. You can work with them. Columbia River pastors and Pittsburgh pastors are going out today, probably tomorrow morning as well if they don't all get out today. The other ones that will go out this week are Southern Michigan, Maryland, Virginia, and New York. So if you're working with those conferences, your pastors should have the tools to be able to go on and see where your commitment level is, what's going on with yours, and even make commitments online if they want to. As far as the rogue, I call them rogue conferences, the conferences we don't have church commitments from, there's 9 of them. Alabama, Georgia, South Atlantic, and Gulf Coast, we're going to try to do a mailing out to the pastors and have them send back commitments this week to help with that process. Susquehanna and Keystone are 2 conferences we haven't heard from as well, and our good buddy Max McGinnis is heading up a charge in that area, Genesee, Susquehanna, and Keystone, to try to get each of those churches to know what they're supposed to be doing as far as making commitments for 2008. Arizona, I'm supposed to be getting some information shortly from. Texas is simply the Gomez's, and the Gomez's are working on that, so I'm not expecting anything from them. And I forgot the last one. Sometime it'll come to me, but I'm also not expecting data from them. New South, because they support the Hamleys, and there's a little bit of Vincent and Gomez support there from Wilmore, but it's almost all Hamleys, and they're taking care of that. So on entering the commitments, we need to talk through that for a minute. The commitments that we asked the churches to make, we started this process back in about February this year, and most of them engaged about April. But we asked them to take their current 2007 commitment as a church and designate it. Okay, and it's gone through this process. Now what that means is that most of the commitments that you guys have received through the conference offices and have input now actually represent 2007 commitments that churches have made to your support. That's what we wanted to get a base, get started. However, these commitments need to be confirmed and rolled over to 2008. One of the reasons we did it was so that we could make that happen. So the idea is that if they took their 2007, it would give us a chance to ask for 2008 and wherever our shortfalls were. So here's the process that we'd like to see happen this fall. First, once we get all of our commitments in and we know what our MSA for 2008 is, we can see a deficit there. Here's the shortfall. Let's do it this way. Okay, so now we want to go through and contact each of our supporting churches and reconfirm the 2007 commitment for 2008 and make sure that they understand and know the need that we still have to get fully supported for 2008. And then as they're going into their budget and finance committee meetings here, October, November, and December, they can make decisions to increase their commitments for next year. As far as the contact information, we are trying our best to maintain a database here with all of the pastors and the pastors' email and addresses, and if we have local mobilizers. So if you want to get a copy of a conference's database and what we have so far, just email Erica and she'll send you what we have. And again, we're always trying to keep that up. Also, you can go to the yearbook online and get the stats for churches, both their giving, their total giving, and their attendance, and as well as their missions giving. It's just the yearbook stats at a site called fmdata.org. fmdata.org, and it does require a password. It's fmstats is the username, and fmstats is the password. Now again, this is for us to be able to use to go through and get information we need to be able to be better resources and working with our churches. But again, please remember this, it's not completely confidential, but it isn't something we want everybody to be able to go on and see, and in some cases it would be harmful for national leaders to see some of this. Last, I just want to let you know that September UMC giving is up. That is good news. Exactly how much, let me get get everything reconciled and tied out, and we'll talk more about it this week, but I at least wanted to tell you that there was a good response in September for UMC giving, and so far we're getting a pretty good response from people. We're not getting a lot of negative feedback. We're getting people that are saying, how can I help? And so as you're sending out newsletters, please try to have that same kind of positive, hey, this is what's going on, there's some real concerns here. But what we really want to prevent is some sort of a backlash that actually hurts the mission instead of gets people on board with supporting the mission. So have a good week, and we'll talk more next week, and I'll let you know right where we are with UMC through September.